When you think about businesses that are selling through the roof, like Aloe or Allbirds, sure, you think about a great product, a cool brand, and great marketing. But an often overlooked secret is actually the businesses behind the business, making selling, and for shoppers, buying, simple. For millions of businesses, that business is Shopify. Nobody does online business better than Shopify. It's home of Shop Pay, the #1 checkout in the world. You can use it to boost conversions up to 50%, meaning way less carts going abandoned and way more sales going through to checkout. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/income, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/income to upgrade your selling today. That's shopify.com/income.
Since you're a human being on planet Earth and it's frowned upon for you to walk around naked, you should go over to check out our friends over at Shop Tour Bus, everybody.
Yeah, if you're going to cover up with something nice.
And they're asking, are you kind?
They are asking that with their new shirt.
That's right, their new t-shirts.
That says that.
Multiple different colors, super cute, light blue, purple, dark green, all that. And they are coming to you with the softest fabrics and the most intense love in each box that they send you.
Every Shop Tour Bus order comes in a hand-designed, one-of-a-kind box with a bunch of extras on the inside. Some of you may even get a Grateful Dead Miracle cassette tape bootleg in your order. And
the magic.
They are hooking you up with free shipping when you put in the promo code NoSimpleRoad. All one word when you check out. And yeah, man, these are Grateful Dead inspired tees. You got to go over and just check them out.
And hoodies. Their hoodies are so comfortable, and it definitely is hoodie weather. Yep. And it is gift giving time.
Yeah.
So
order now in time for my birthday. I mean, Christmas or Hanukkah
or whatever.
Or whatever, man. Yeah, go check them out at Shop Tour Bus on Instagram or shoptourbus.com. Put in the promo code NoSimpleRoad for your free shipping.
No Simple Road. Yeah, here we go.
I know the road may seem to go on forever and a lifetime.
I mean, I guess it's a good thing. We now know for definitively
what
that we're not alone in the universe.
I never feel alone with you, baby.
Do we? It's not a secret.
It's not. You're not a conspiracy theorist anymore. It's now like known.
There's going to be something that's going to come out. Conspiracy theorists, there's no such thing. What people have been saying all along was true.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like,
but can we just wait before you go on? Can you truly remember when, if you talked about aliens, you were a freaking psychopath?
That's what I was just gonna say. I remember growing up, like, I don't know when the X-Files was a thing, what time period that was.
90s.
But, okay, during that time period, you were like, I want to believe. You know what I mean? Like, it was a thing. Now it's like congressional hearings happen and they're like, yeah, we have, alien bodies and we have spaceships
we recovered
and shit.
Plenty of shit. And
we're
you guys
back engineering their shit and stuff's happening.
We should finally tell the American public
everybody about it now.
Meanwhile, in other countries, they're like, why are they not telling? Like, what's going on, dude? We've been knowing this shit.
Growing up in Vegas was weird too, because it was.
Oh yeah, we see.
It was very prevalent.
Alien jerky.
And people saw stuff out in the desert all the time.
Well, yeah, and the test site was right there.
Yeah, we'd go to desert gigs out towards the test site and see weird stuff all the time. But if you said anything, you were weird. You're out in the desert on a lot of drugs.
Exactly.
Well, you were out in the desert.
You're out there just partying. You're seeing things. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, this is what I would like to happen for all the stuff that not just America, but the world has been like hiding and finally has come out. Fucking apology. Do you know how, like, if your brother hits the sister, the parents come in and like, say sorry to your sister. And it doesn't make it better, but the sister's like, okay. And she like rubs her arm and is fine with it. But all this stuff comes out and nobody says one fucking thing. Nobody's like,
what,
man, I'm sorry,
want somebody
dude.
to come on TV and be like, we know we lied off for like
you know what?
70 years. We're sorry.
You don't even got to say all that. Just be like, we're at this point in life where we feel like we need to give you an apology for the things that have been gone on that we haven't talked about. Boom, done.
I just thought, and also,
or at least we were wrong.
Something, apology.
In that time when, you know, the X-Files and all that stuff, in my prepubescent and pubescent mind, I thought that like when it finally came out, that it would be like a big deal. Like there would be maybe some mayhem or like, you know, people scared and running and
jumping out of buildings.
Like that scene from Airplane when everybody's screaming.
They're here.
Yeah. But it's like,
when it felt like X-Files
it's like a wet fart. Like, oh, cool.
But well, back then that was in the 90s. That's like 30 years ago. It felt like we're being prepared.
Yeah.
Kind of more for things.
I guess,
and that's what they say.
Like for an announcement.
Hey now, No Simple Road family. It's
This is
Aaron.
Apple. Welcome back.
It's Mel.
And hey, we're going to continue this discussion here in a second, but sorry we didn't do a Wednesday episode, man. I didn't have it in me this week.
We didn't. None of us had it in us.
I just couldn't
and
do
that's
it.
just the honest truth.
Yeah.
And you know what? Sometimes you call into your work and there's no good reason. You're like, I'm not
I
sick.
needed a mental health week, man.
I'm not even tired. I just don't feel like going. And then your job doesn't need to know all the details, right? But this is
but you know what I got?
Sometimes you don't go to work because you have the runs all day.
That's it.
That's
true.
my day to day.
But you know what?
But you showed up to this work,
with,
Apple, so thanks.
Yeah.
With a day off, you get the government telling you that aliens are real. So look what came out of us taking a week off from No Simple Road Weekly Rewind.
Mm-hmm.
Ta-da.
Big thing.
You're welcome, everybody. See?
Dun, dun, dun.
It's all because of us.
Ta-da.
Hey, guess what?
It's Aaron's birthday month.
No, that's not what I was gonna say.
Birthday
Everybody knows this.
month to
That's-
you.
yeah.
Happy
Yay.
birthday month to my man.
Yeah, I'm getting older. Rad.
Yeah.
We should have like 2001 queued up.
No, you know what I was going to say is our guest on the show this week is none other than Charlie Dolan.
What you
From the band Tauk.
talking about?
The bass man.
Get it?
Dang.
Get it, Mel?
Welcome, Charlie. Thank you so much. It was such a fun interview. We had a great time talking to you
This
and
was a blast.
learning about your life and
Learning about his kids.
I know.
And this was a great conversation.
You know, it's a cool thing to get a look inside the life of a touring musician that's been doing it successfully as long as Charlie and Tauk have been doing.
yeah.
You know, and like a little peek inside how things have changed over the 10 years and how he and the band are doing things differently now.
And it's kind of incredible. He's got a family, a wife, he's got 4 kids. That's just for that alone.
Yeah, you won.
For that alone, that's so much. And then you add a touring life and a lifelong musician with all of the diversity that comes with that. And he was so calm and centered.
And really present
yes.
too for the conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was so grateful that like you have 4 kids and you're spending an hour with us. That's dope.
And they're little too. It's not like grown
I
kids.
think he was kind of surprised. I think he like alluded to like towards it like I'm surprised I didn't get interrupted either. Like
At the end.
it worked out. Or
They,
like-
they got anything coming up, Apple?
yeah, they got lots of stuff coming up.
Let's hear it.
They got some music coming out.
They talk about it in here. They have the new single, the chopped cheese with Taz.
That's right.
And then if you go to talkband.com, and it's TAUK in case you don't know,
Yeah.
band.com, they have a bunch of shows in November. Let's see. Well, this is coming out on the 15th, so they're in Chicago at the Chop Shop.
Playing chopped cheese.
Yeah, you just need to go look. They're playing a lot back east and Midwest through November. Looks like the boys are taking a well-deserved rest through December to probably enjoy families and holidays. And then they go back to it all the way through January, February, up to March. They got a lot of dates out, so their winter tour is kind of up there, and I'm sure they'll be adding more to this.
We got a bunch of stuff coming up here too in the Pacific Northwest this weekend. It's Friday right now. Karina Reichman is playing at Mississippi Studios
That's
tonight.
right.
And it is, as of right now, low ticket warning. It's almost sold out. So I don't know if in the future, which is tomorrow, right now, today, which
tonight,
that it'll be sold out. So you should go check. And then tomorrow night,
Hope you went and had a good time.
That's
yes.
right. Tomorrow night is Sam Grissman, and we're
at
gonna
the
be over there
Aladdin.
at the Aladdin Theater checking out Sam Grissman. So grab your tickets and come join us over there.
I like the Aladdin. It
Me
reminds
too.
me of like an old dank planetarium.
But you
kind
better
of dome.
you better have your fucking shit together over at the Aladdin.
Why?
That's all I gotta say. Don't be too fucked up trying to go in.
Why?
Because they won't let you in.
Oh, I don't know anything about it.
Bryce tried to walk up holding a beer and wasn't even
Oh,
drunk.
yeah.
And they were like, nope, you're not coming in. And like, yeah, it's better have your
It's-
P's and Q's.
It
Yeah,
is a
wait.
theater.
You wait,
Okay.
well, yeah, but then they got several bars in there. You just wait till you get there
Yeah.
to have your first drink.
Don't show up.
Wait till you're already
drunk.
in, and
Or
then you're
have
set.
one drink. Don't be normal.
Well,
Don't-
he had only had one. He just had it in his
but
hand.
don't be. Look, this ain't Vegas, okay? You can't be showing up already.
with the yard of margarita, like what?
on a lanyard around your neck.
This is another thing I wanted to shout out. On Spotify, out today. Well, yesterday. Out yesterday. So today you can absolutely go check it out. Win Win has released another song out on Spotify called No Candy. And I want everybody to, maybe Aaron will play a little bit of it so that we can tease it. But go show our daughter and son-in-law some support and check out their single No Candy.
Yeah, it's WINN, and it's on all the streaming platforms. It's not exclusively
Sorry.
on Spotify.
Sorry.
Sounds like this. Like this is some of it right here. Get it, Sid and Adam.
And this is the Obley version.
Dig it. I feel like I should be in like a dark nightclub. Lights are flashing.
Yeah.
I'm a little sweaty.
It's a little smoky.
Right on. Win-win.
So there it is. You guys listen to the whole thing on your own.
Yeah. So what else? We got anything else that we need to shout out, call out, talk about? Aliens?
I mean, I don't know what you want to do. We'll just save everything for our next weekly rewind.
Yeah. We will be back this Monday. Most likely. No, I'm just fucking around. We'll be back on
Yeah, we
Monday,
will.
y'all.
No, yeah, nobody's going out of town.
I just needed a break, man. I just fucking, yeah. That's all I have to say about that. My head needed a moment.
Yeah,
I need to fucking sleep on the couch. And
that's
you know
fair.
what? For 8 years, we've lived up here in Portland, and I think that this is the first year that like no sunlight is affecting me in a real kind of a way. I could feel it.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Like for real.
I was really grateful that while I was in LA this last weekend, it was sunshine every day, and it wasn't the kind that like burns you. It was the kind that like nourishes you.
Yeah.
It
Feels just right.
felt good. It was warm, not fucking hot. It was like arms around you. Like the sun was like, I got you, baby. Come here.
Normally,
You've been living in Portland. I got you. And it
Let me
felt
light
so
you up.
good. It was.
normally when
We've
it's
had
like this, I'm like raring to go. And this year, man, like 4 PM, I'm like, is it fucking bedtime? I don't know. Yeah, it's been tough.
Normally what, Apple?
Well, what was I going to say? I got sidetracked. Oh, when we were out on the patio the other day, when I was like, oh my God, when the sun actually came out.
Oh, yeah.
It reminds me of that, the skit in Portlandia where the sunshine comes into the park.
Everybody's
And
barbecuing.
everybody grabs all there. They got boombox and everything. And they all go running for the little spot, and they're all partying in the little spot of sunlight. And then it moves, and they got to go running over there.
Totally get it.
It felt so good. Aaron's like, yeah, that's the sun, dude. It feels good. And I just sat there with my eyes closed, just like, oh, it felt good. But
we need it.
It lasted like 10, 15 minutes, and then it was cloudy the rest of the day.
Yeah, it was like midnight dark at 5 o'clock yesterday. I was like, what time is it, Ryder? Is it like 8? He's like, dude, it's 5 o'clock. Like, oh, shit. All right. Seasonal affective disorder is a real thing.
I'm getting used to it, but like I get off at 5:30, 6 o'clock. It's like pitch dark already.
Yeah.
And I'm dark. A couple of weeks ago, it was like, oh, it's still light out. Get home. And now it's like I'm driving home in the dark. Like it's weird.
It's weird. Yep. First year.
But it's what makes it so beautiful and green up here. All of the the rain.
I'm not hating.
And
not at all. All right, let's do the thing and get to the place and let them hear the thing. All
okay.
right.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah. Follow No Simple Road at No Simple Road. Bet you didn't see that coming. On the social media platforms. Go to our website, which is, guess what it is, everybody?
www.com. What? What about www? They don't have to put that in there?
Everybody knows about the W. If you don't know about www,
I haven't put that in. I don't.
Something's wrong with you. Yeah, we have NSR merch over there. You can find out all about the show. All the back episodes are up there. You can get a tarot reading from Mel and I.
Get it.
All the stuff. Everybody, go to patreon.com/ guess what? No Simple Road. What? See? It's a trend.
No Simple Road?
Mm-hmm.
That's how you
Patreon.com / No Simple Road. That is how you can financially support NSR. Go over there, sign up for free, or sign up for $1, $2, $3. That's how we can
$5. $5 gets you one of them, the Lost Sailor keychain.
This is true. And yeah, that's how we get to keep doing the show, everybody. So if you want us to keep showing up and doing the thing, go on over to Patreon and sign up and help us keep producing the show.
Yep. And then you can go head on over and pick up the phone and dial that
971-808-1524.
I was going to say
808. 971-808.
Nope. 97. Yeah. Sorry.
I'm not. Let's just leave it. 971-808-1524.
Okay.
You can't be interrupting people like that, babe.
I almost started with 808, like the area code for Hawaii.
Call Hawaii.
Yeah,
they'll tell you about No Simple Road.
But that is like we say, open mic. You can do whatever you want. You could tell us a joke. You could give us a trip report of your latest concert, a recipe. You get it. You can do whatever you want.
Mm-hmm. Oh, do we have any new reviews?
We have no new reviews.
Look, man.
We still have not. We're
halfway
had one since
through
August on Apple.
I guess people have just stopped listening to No Simple Road. Then
true.
That's it. They have no
the only
opinions.
People that listen are the only ones that have left reviews.
Nobody else has no opinions about it, good or bad. They just don't like. The artist doesn't matter who we have on. It's just no big deal.
Yeah. Don't.
All right.
Yeah, I get it.
We see how y'all.
Hey, man, it's my birthday month. If one of y'all out there
they didn't care about my birthday month.
Leave me a review for my birthday. That would be super rad of y'all on Apple Podcasts, because that's how other people can find out about the show. And also, last but not least, man, tell somebody you love about No Simple Road, because that is, the word of mouth, grassroots way that we spread the mycelial network that is the No Simple Road family around the globe.
And that's the best way to hear about things, I think.
Truly.
From somebody that loves you and is like,
hey, man,
you're
check
going to
this
really
cool
like
thing
this.
Out. Yeah.
This is for you.
So, hey, I don't normally say this, but if you out there are listening to some cool music right now that you don't think everybody knows about, or that you would like to see on No Simple Road, if you have suggestions for guests for the show, shoot them to me at info@nosimpleroad.com. Or if you're a band and you want to come on No Simple Road, send me a note over at info@nosimpleroad.com, and we'll check you out and see what we can do about making it happen.
And since you're saying, I want to throw one out there for everybody that we were listening to on the porch the other day. Started out kind of like, Banana Gun.
What?
This band Banana Gun came up as a recommendation on my Apple Music.
Because how much we love bananas?
And I don't know, but it plays into everything. And then I'm listening to it, and I'm like, who is it? At first, it was kind of like, oh, this is kind of cool and silly, kind of old Pink Floyd-ish. They're from Australia.
Of course they are.
Yeah. And then once I heard that, it kind of makes sense. And then it got really good.
Everything that's
me,
new,
you, and
cool,
Ryder
and
were all three of us are saying at first, they're like, what is this? What'd you put on? And then we're like,
grooving.
Okay, this is kind of cool and trippy. Know about
Banana Time.
Yeah.
Banana Gun.
What you know about Banana Gun, people?
All right, there we go. That's it. that's the business, and a little catch up with us, and yeah, we're gonna get you to this
What about
conversation
the mustard?
with Charlie from Tauk.
All the condiments.
What?
I get it. I get what you did there. Yeah. Without further ado, the No Simple Road crew gives you
Charlie Dolan.
Too much. How are you guys doing?
great.
Good.
Great.
Hanging out.
Oh, I got some.
You guys got a vibe back there.
Yes.
And the dog.
And the
has-
dog decided he wanted to make an appearance too.
He
man.
usually lays on the ground out of sight, but he decided he wanted to be present for this.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So this is Darwin.
That one looks like a good boy.
He's a great boy. I'm Aaron.
Hi, Aaron.
I'm Mel. Nice to meet you.
Hey, Mel. How are you?
And then I'm Apple.
Hey, Apple. How you doing? Aaron, Mel, and Apple.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you guys.
Sweet.
Nice to meet you too, man. It's been a long time coming.
Were we gonna have somebody else? Was that?
No, that was like a AI
Oh, okay.
notebook thing that keeps track of everything
All right.
we say for
Wait.
some reason.
I think I bumped the camera. Do you want me to fix it or is it
No, that's
okay?
fine,
Okay.
man.
All right. Do we look okay? Or no?
Do we look professional, Charlie? Are we good?
You guys look great. I haven't stepped up my background.
Ah, you got the most important thing around for you right there.
Yeah, I got a couple bases back here.
Yeah.
So Charlie, for everybody who's not watching, can you tell everybody who you are and what you do? And
Sure. My name's Charlie Dolan. I play bass in a band called Tauk. We've been around for quite some time, a little over a decade.
dang,
Jesus Christ. Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, we're touring, putting out music all the time. And yeah, that's
You've,
what I
Can
was
you, like-
talking about, right?
can you believe that? Like when you talk about it, like we've been around for over a decade. Like I know you say it and it's your life and it's normal, but sometimes does it like trip you out? Like, dang, I've been doing this for 10 years with my homies. Like,
Oh, well, I mean, I say decade, but it's been longer than that. Me and two of the guys been playing together since seventh grade. So we're going on 20 years now.
dang.
Holy shit.
Wow.
Yeah.
seventh
So
grade.
I don't know anything different.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess it's kind of normal then. Okay.
So
Yeah. And,
Was
we've
there-
been doing instrumental, mostly what this group has been since about 2012.
okay. So what prompted the switch from having vocals to not having vocals in 2012?
Oh, I mean, we were, like I said, we started in middle school. I mean, Matt, our guitar player, was, singing pre-puberty. It's like our first pay gig was his bar mitzvah.
All right.
Heck
Yeah.
yeah.
Our first show was a middle school talent show. And then we met some guys in high school and a drummer and then a singer. And yeah, it's kind of just the natural progression of it. I mean, we did a whole national tour with that group, and we just felt like it wasn't speaking to us, wasn't what we wanted to do. And we kind of switched gears, broke it all down, kept the core of Matt, who plays guitar, AC, the keyboard player. That's like the old school homies, and Isaac joined the band. I met Isaac in college, and he joined the band right after we graduated, a little bit after. And that's kind of been the lineup since then.
So what music were you guys listening to at the time that like really inspired the whole instrumental stuff?
You know, I mean, a lot of us went to music school, so we were studying jazz
Okay.
and classical music, and but I mean, all the way back from high school, I mean, whatever waking time we had, that was to ourselves, we would go down to the band room and just play.
Mm-hmm.
And it was usually Matt, AC, and I. Matt would sometimes play drums if there wasn't a drummer around. So we were always listening to instrumental music. Then, like Herbie Hancock. There's a band that we used to cover. If you guys you know Steve Kimmock.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so we used to cover KVHW songs, which it's a band that and the whole reason we came around that was that my uncle had just had tapes and tapes of hard drives full of their music, and I got into that, and we started covering that music. So we were all over the place.
Was your uncle a deadhead?
Oh yeah, he's a huge deadhead. Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
I'm pretty sure he moved to San Francisco because
of the dead.
Yeah.
Well, and Kimmock is heavy. We had him on twice. We had him on. Yeah, we've had Kimmock on the show twice, and
That's a heady cat.
Yeah, he's fun to talk to, and his music, man, can get out there and take you on a journey.
Yeah, so I mean, we were covering some of his music in high school.
Holy shit!
And then one of my old bass teacher ended up getting the gig with his band for like a short period of time. So there was a lot of synergy there.
Crossover.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, vocal music, instrumental. We were doing whatever we like to do, and that's kind of still what we do now.
Okay, so the other day I was like looking at like inspirational stuff while I was supposed to be working, and one of the things that I read like kind of rung my bell a little bit. It was like, what's your why for doing the thing that you do, for creating the art that you create? And it took me a minute, like, to sit there and really think about the reason why. What's your why for playing music, Charlie?
Oh man, I mean, there's just so much I get out of personally, whether it's writing it, learning it, practicing it. But most of it started with just having fun with my friends, and you know, and that bond that we've built together. It's something that I mean, we were so lucky to have each other. We started a music theory program in our high school together. I mean, we went to different colleges, but we would tour in the summers. It's just, like I said, I don't know anything other than that. It still brings a lot of joy to my heart, and it still can feel fresh.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So it was like never a decision then for you, because you just kind of kept on doing it, or was there a point where you had to be like, okay, I'm going to be a musician, or I have to get a job, or you know what I mean? Like how did that happen?
Yeah, that's kind of what it's.
Yeah.
It's always been working towards. That's what we planned on doing. Even like I said, we went to different colleges. We were writing music notation software, like songs, sending to each other. Be like, all right, learn this because we're gonna play, you know, as many gigs as we can in the summer when we're all home together, and do that. And then as soon as we got out of college, we started touring.
Wow. And I mean, it's just strange to think like in 7th grade that you knew that's where, I mean, you were working towards that already. When I was in 7th grade, no shit, man. I was in band and stuff, but there was no like, yeah, I'm going to do this thing. That's really cool.
Yeah, I mean, I think it looked like later in high school, like when we started taking it a lot more seriously, or at least, you know, I specifically, you know, can speak for myself, where I was like, all right, I'm going to actually like try and get good at my instrument and learn about how to be a musician and all those things. So it was, you know, I was an athlete, but then I was like, maybe I won't do the cross this year. I'm just going to drive into the city and take bass lessons instead.
Okay. So that leads me to the next question. What was it about the bass that made you stick with it? Because I play guitar, but I started with like the saxophone. You know what I mean? all over the place. So
I started with the saxophone too.
alto sax, second
Yeah.
chair,
In the
baby.
middle school band. You know, there was just like a room in our school that had like all these instruments, and everyone wanted to play drums. I was one of the kids who wanted to play drums,
Yep.
but everyone wanted to play drums.
Mhm.
Matt, a guitar player, was already a great guitar player as a young teenager. And then AC, the keyboard player, his mom, he grew up in church, and his mom was teaching him classical piano. So like their roles were already there, and there were so many drummers, no one wanted to be a bass player. So, and Matt just like was like, hey, I play these notes, and that's kind of how it started. And we were playing like Hendrix songs, The Who, like that kind of stuff.
That's cool, man. I mean,
Yeah.
You saw where the need was, and that ended up being your thing.
See a need, fill a need.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. That's totally how it started.
And I mean, Tauk has been fucking busy this year, man.
Yeah, we've been busy for a long time.
I mean, but with the singles that are coming out, it's.
Oh yeah. I mean, I guess that's all kind of work that's coming out now, but that's all work we've been doing over, a long period of time. We have, I would say, at least 3 albums worth of music that we've been working on.
Oh wow!
If not more than that. We've been lucky. We have a studio in Long Island, and we just that we built during COVID, and we've always had kind of a spot that was like a pretty legit studio we built during COVID, and we have been utilizing it significantally.
Is that the studio that I see on Instagram that you guys are recording it? That place looks dope.
Yeah, it is dope. It's great.
So that kind of answers my question. I was going to ask, so there's going to be a new album coming soon?
Well, there's the way to put out music these days has always been a thing. So we've been doing a lot of collaborations. So we've been like just booking studio time, like, because we got to get everybody's come from different places, like setting aside a week or two, and then having artists come in and just like have them come in for 2 days and see how much music we could do with them. So that's what we've been putting out lately. But today we actually were on a call. We were like, the singles, that's like the right way to do it these days. We're like, we need to put out like an album. We need to like get a collection of some of these songs that we feel like work together. And, because maybe it's not the industry thing to do right now, but it's like, that's what, as musicians, we feel like we need to do. we need to put out a piece of art that like, everyone's like, all right, this is our collection of songs. So that's the next thing we're going to work on, I think.
Okay, good. That's what I love, the single thing too and everything, but it's also as a fan, like to have a body of work to be able to throw on an album is the best.
Yeah. And as a musician making it, I want to make it a body of work for sure. It's kind of a weird thing because you are investing in the music, and it's like recording music doesn't make much money, if any money at all. So you want to get the most for what your investment is, but at the same time, it's the art that you want to put out there. So we're working on that balance of that. But yeah, there'll be an album, I think, or probably early next year. We already have we're like, oh well, we got these like 9 songs. These kind of work together. Let's just book a week at the end of this year and finish it. Make sure it's like exactly how I want it, and I'm actually pretty excited about it because it's a different direction for us. I mean, we're always going a million different directions, but I like this group of songs that like it's got a certain thing about it I think will be really cool.
What do you feel like is different about this group?
People, I feel like people feel like we're in a maybe more aggressive, progressive kind of band. Mm-hmm. And this is a much more chill, vibey, melodic kind of thing.
A different voice from Tauk.
Yeah. I mean, like, you've seen, we put out these singles and they go in all sorts of, we put out a really kind of prog, aggressive, heavy thing with Taz.
The Chop Cheese.
The last thing we put out. Yes, Chop Cheese, exactly. And then
that was awesome, by the way.
Yeah, I love playing that song. And that was so much fun. That was such a cool, because Taz is from a town over from us.
Oh, okay.
Oh, right on.
Yeah. And I mean, he's a beast.
It's insane.
But he's so young. It's like, we brought him in that day and that song came together quick. He like nailed the solo and we're like, all right, like let's break for some food and then come back. He's like, actually, my mom says I got to go home for dinner.
That's awesome.
That's kind of cool that he still listens to his mom though, man. I mean,
oh yeah.
Totally.
And his brother's an amazing bass player too. And they're just a super sick musical family.
Yeah, we got the chance to see them at Peach Festival.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Charlie, I wonder, like, you've been in the industry, you said like 20 years or, 10 years, 20 years playing. What kind of things have you seen change, like in the industry, maybe as far as like either how you record or performing or like, just the industry itself?
Oh, it's
a lot different now than even 5 years ago.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, COVID changed everything. I mean, touring is definitely harder these days, even though touring is really what you need to be, doing to bring in an income. It's and social media change, algorithms change.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's like all that you got to really, what we were doing 2 years ago, maybe wouldn't work now. It's tough. It's really, trying to keep up with it. And then at the same time, you're like, I just want to do what I do, and I'm just going to have to do it. It's like trying to conform to whatever this changing is tiresome. And sometimes you got to like maybe leave someone else to strategize that for you, or just put honest art out and let it be.
Yeah. It's tough.
Well, yeah, because you're saying that, and just that simple one thing. If we just take the algorithm, right?
Oh my God!
Like,
shoot me.
You kind of figure it out for a minute, and then you think you're going with a groove, and then they change the algorithm. So if you have a business and you're used to something, and then they change it, like that can really affect your bottom line or the amount. Like now it's like views or whatever. But like if no one's seeing you, if they change it. You had this whole people are seeing you. Like, how does that, like, I don't know. I guess it's just one of those things I ask a lot of the artists because it seems like an ever changing thing. Like, like you're on like a jester on a ball.
It's a moving target.
Always trying to like figure out how to make it work.
Absolutely. And I think, music, unfortunately, is like becoming more and more short form. Whereas, which, I want everyone. I want to be like, yeah, they're going to listen to the whole song.
Oh, okay.
But it's like, oh, you got to put you got to put that 30-second clip that's just going to capture people, and hopefully that gets a lot of views. Or you're like, all right, we want to put this really great video out, put all this time into making it look right and sound right, and then no, maybe if you just recorded it with your phone for 30 seconds, that probably will do better.
Wow.
And that sucks. That's like,
dude, Charlie, let me tell you something, dude. Like doing a podcast and having a band are very similar when it comes to Instagram, right? Because we're both trying to promote our stuff. And on Mel's birthday, I posted just pictures of Mel in a carousel on our Instagram page. And it got like, I don't know, 600 or whatever people liking the photos. I spend an hour and a half making a graphic for the next episode that's coming up and put that up, and like 22 people see it.
Oh yeah.
So there's like no rhyme or reason. I could put my coffee cup up there tomorrow morning and 1,000 people will like it for no reason. Like there's no way to get inside the mind of that thing. So I think you hit the nail on the head. Like you can chase the algorithm for a while, but at some point you're going to get burnt out, and then you got to just be doing the thing that you do because you love it and hope for the best.
Without doubt. Yeah. I mean, same thing with us. It's like we want to push this show or this tour. And it's like, maybe, this is the thing that we always get into because we're releasing all this new music. We're like, all right, we're going to tease this new song like 2 days before. And then that post gets like major play. And we're like, all right, when this song comes out, it's going to do well. But then you do the post the day of the song comes out, and it's like 1/8 of the views. You're like, well, why did we even preview it? We should have just done it all at once. and then maybe that doesn't work. It's just
Yeah.
no rhyme or reason to it.
It's so hard to know. And going back to what we were talking about in the beginning, like, you start as a kid and you're doing this thing that you love because you love hanging out with your friends and you're having fun and you're playing music and it's dope and you play shows and you get to go on tour and do all the stuff. And now there's this whole other side of the thing that's called the music business that you don't know about when you're a kid playing talent shows and doing your thing,
having fun
and having fun. And that's the work part of being a musician, right? What do you think the most difficult part of the music business side of this has been for you?
I mean, that's the stuff we were just talking about is certainly difficult. I mean, nowadays it's I'm older. I got kids, and so to really make it work as well you want to be touring as much as possible, but I just can't do that as much anymore. So that's definitely when you ask me what's the hardest thing, that's the hardest thing right now.
Having a family.
That's a great answer.
Balance.
Yeah.
And I got young kids, so it's
how old are your kids?
5, 4, 1, and 2 months.
Oh my gosh!
Oh, Charlie's busy.
Yo, you got a cute little full house.
Oh yeah, we're rocking. I just got in bed. That's why I look a little tired.
Oh
man.
Right on.
That's dope, dude.
That's awesome.
Well, you're talking to the right
family.
audience with these two. They have 2 fully grown ones, and believe it or not, they're grandparents to a 5-year-old now.
Really?
Yeah. So I
you
don't
guys
know.
look like fun young grandparents.
Uh-huh.
I hope he thinks so. He's dope. He's the coolest kid on the planet.
It's the coolest thing because I mean, family. Family and work, those are your 2 biggest things in life. You know what I mean? Like, what else is there aside from that, And when you are young and you don't have a family yet, you can dive and dedicate all your focus and energy into your craft. And then you have kids, and it's not like you still want to do all that, dive and focus into the craft, but now you also want to dive and focus into parenthood and like being a good dad and like being around for your kids.
You don't want to miss stuff.
No, man. And plus, now and then there's a relationship. They love you. You're dad. You're the main squeeze, And so like you not being around or, just craving your attention, like I think it's hard for anybody, but especially like you were saying, you have to tour. That means you're gone. Mm-hmm. And so that clearly in itself just creates a deficit,
Have you found a good way to balance that now?
I'm constantly working on it. I mean, we're definitely touring a bit less. We're getting other means of income, things like that. I never want to stop doing what we're doing. So, I mean, we've been spending more time in the studio and we're just touring the way we want to tour now. It's like, it's after COVID and the way the industry has changed, it's you could just grind yourself to the bone. But that is not going to yield positive results in the end, whether it's musically or mental health wise,
Totally.
anything. So it's just paying extra attention to that stuff and finding that balance is really where it's been good so far. Actually AC's I don't know, I'm breaking news. I don't know, but AC's about to have a kid too.
Oh shit!
Heck
Congratulations!
Yeah. Are you the only dad right now?
I'm the only dad. I'm
Okay.
Not for long.
Well,
No, not for long.
and he just got married like back in July.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
and Matt just got married. So everyone's moving into their later, the next phase of their lives in a way. But this is something that we're always, going to do in some form or another, because we love each other and we love doing it.
Yeah,
that's so cool.
And especially when you have something like you guys have, you've worked at a brotherhood with the people in your band for years now. And that's not something that you just, okay, we're done. We're all dads now. And,
No, absolutely
Especially,
not.
yeah, that's your career. You know, earlier today we were talking to the guys from Dirtwire, and we brought up 2020 and like the trauma that caused the world and all of us being locked up. But on the flip side of that is some of the good shit that came out of it, like understanding that we need to pay attention to our mental health and taking time away from the road to be with your family. You know what I mean? That's some of the good that actually came out of that. And it was the building the studio there, an effort to be closer to home more often.
If you really want to feel good and take care of yourself or take care of somebody else, you should go over to Melt Mushrooms at Melt Mushrooms on Instagram.
What?
Yeah.
What can I do there?
Well, you go over there, you shoot them a DM,
All right.
and you tell them that No Simple Road sent you.
Then what?
And then they will send you a menu. And on this menu comes a lot of decisions.
What if I'm not into chocolate, but I still want some mushroom stuff?
They got gummies.
What?
They have capsules.
Okay.
Yeah.
But if you are into chocolate, they got 10 different flavors of chocolate, and they have rotating cool holiday ones and coffee ones sometimes.
That's
Collabs
true. And
they do.
there is 4 grams of their sacred mushroom blend in every bar, a bunch of adaptogens to help it go down smooth in your tummy, and they make you feel amazing. You could take a little bit, or you
Or a
could take a
little
lot. What?
I said, or a little bit.
Oh, okay. You
Yeah.
tapped me on the shoulder.
You had some fuzz on your shoulder.
Okay, well, good. See, that's what happens when you go over to Melt Mushrooms. You see fuzz on people's shoulders and stuff.
And you,
So
and you take care of each other.
That's
You
right.
get that fuzz off.
go take care of yourself, everybody. At Melt Mushrooms.
No, not really. We've always had a space around there. I mean, it's not really. Actually, now I live pretty far from the studio, so it's like a 45-minute commute, but I make it work. It's like but I agree with what you're saying about that time. Well, I mean, first of all, my second daughter was born in April 2020.
Oof.
So I had a 1-year-old, and then she came. So that was like, full on. That was a special time, really. And musically, we were touring so much at that time, and I'm sure a lot of bands go through this. It's like your creative juices to write music and all that stuff kind of they get worn down.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a time where we wrote so much music. I mean, we recorded about 30 songs,
Holy shit.
just in that 2 years, and we just have this huge pile, this huge catalog of music, and we're kind of releasing it, and we release it how we want to. And like I said, with this new potential album, it's like, oh, this is a group of songs that we think work together. And we have, other groups that are completely different, approaches, and maybe those will be albums later on. So it really, creatively, it was a great time for us. And I think set us up in a different way. We all got time to dig into different modes of conveying what a song is to us individually.
Oh, wow.
And how to create and how to make them and then pass them around. And so we became a more efficient writing machine as a collective during that time.
How so? Like, because you were forced to be apart and you were sending tracks and stuff to each other and were alone with them?
Learning, whether it's learning Logic or Pro Tools,
Okay.
or me working out keyboard parts or sounds. It's just more time to, some of our demos, like, they sound good, like, and then we're like, all right, well, we got to make it better than that. But like, I almost want to release a record of just like, hey, this was the demos of this record, and you'll hear what it was.
That would be super cool.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Yeah,
fans would dig
absolutely.
that. I would love that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe put it on like Bandcamp or something like
Yeah.
that.
How did the collaboration with Modest Yahoo happen?
There was a couple different avenues. I mean, so Ari Fink from Sirius XM, he's been a supporter and a buddy for a long time. He was one of the initial guys to bring that up, and then our management knew him. I feel like there's a couple other ways that was just it was strange. And we had met Modest, and Isaac had known him we played festivals like at the same time, and we met each other, so that we were familiar with each other, and we've seen each other's sets and stuff. So it kind of just took a second to come together, but it did. It was cool, and we have another track with him that we haven't released yet. We'll release that at some point too. That was it was a cool experience.
Really powerful, really beautiful song. I'm Jewish too, and it's a weird time, and
Absolutely.
positive voices coming out like that. It's dope, man. So thank you for doing that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it was just a great experience to work with him, and like all these other artists, we have just catalogs of demos, so we just throw a ton of stuff at them, be like, hey, what speaks to you? And those are the songs that he spoke, and he wrote that stuff really in the 2 days that he was there. It was cool to see people work like that. I mean, Kanika, who we've worked with a bunch, like the first time we brought her in for a week, and I think we recorded like 7 songs with her, and she had all these lyrics in like this, all these plans, and then she got here, it was like the vibe was just a certain way, and she's like, she threw all her lyrics out. And like one of the songs is about, because she was staying at AC's house, about this little girl that lived above AC at the time. Now she was like wishing like she would just be quiet, but at the same time, like didn't want to like impede on her being a little girl. So that song's called "Shut the Fuck Up," and it's about wishing she would just turn into because we have all these owls by where we live, that she would just turn into an owl and not lose her power and be able to float around, but not wake her up at the same time.
That is one extremely powerful human being. Kanika's
absolutely
amazing. Yeah.
I saw I was going to say about the Modest track. It's up for Grammy consideration for voting or something. I saw on your Instagram.
Yeah, so it made it past the first round of so if it gets to the next round, then it will be officially a nominated song. We'll see, but it's cool.
Do you have to turn that in, like, or like, how does it come up for nomination?
Yeah, it was submitted, okay, and then it got enough votes to make it to a certain round, and then if it makes back to the next round, it's officially nominated. Which is it's super cool. Whether it happens or not, it's fine. But it would be cool. But I'm not,
regardless, it is a hell of a powerful song.
Yeah.
So,
does it? This might be a weird question, but
you always do that.
Yeah. Does that matter? I mean, of course it does, but at the end of the day, like, if you being nominated for a Grammy, it's an honor. But is that something that you even like think about on a day to day? No, right?
I mean, there's, I don't even know how much it necessarily helps your career these days either. It's like I bet you there's a ton of broke Grammy winning musicians out there. It's I mean, it's cool. It's cool to be acknowledged. It's definitely like a politic thing at a certain point too. And
oh wow.
But yeah, I mean, it's cool. It's it'd be to be endorsed by some of your peers.
That's sick.
That's cool. Yeah. I mean, I've had some fellow musician friends like, yeah, I voted for you. I was like, that's amazing. That's cool.
On.
Yeah. So I appreciate their support.
And I'm curious about something when you guys did the tour. It was 2016 when you were touring, opening for Humphreys.
Mm-hmm.
And it just reminded me at that when you're talking about, like, he was talking about you guys forming a brotherhood. I'm just curious what it was like touring with Humphreys, because that we've seen them a lot and loved them for a long time, and that brotherhood like they have, the tightness. And I also think that of anybody that's ever opened for them, Tauk makes the most sense. Mm-hmm. You have a similarity in the chops and stuff with it, and I'm just curious about what it was like with those guys.
We owe so much to those guys. They were so good to us to bring us out like that, and I think they probably recognized the brother that we had, and it worked with them, and I mean it all felt real natural. I mean, when we see those guys, it is like seeing brothers. I saw them at the this festival in Vegas like a couple weeks ago.
The Bender Jamboree.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I wasn't. I didn't even know what was happening. I was in town to go see UFC. I was like, oh, they're across the street, and so I went and hung out with those guys for like for a bunch of hours, and they're just great guys. And I mean, what an amazing thing to do for another band, and that they've done it for countless bands.
How did that initially happen for you guys?
I remember we were at Lock-In, and I met Ryan, and he said, I heard you. He said he listened to our music. I guess he first heard us on Jam On.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, "Yeah, I listen. My kids listen to Dead Signal. They love that." And I was like, "That's so cool." And we had some management connections too. That like there's like same thing with the Mustang. It's like this synergy in a couple different places. But in the end, it was just I think we did just a couple shows with them initially. And we were like, this is awesome. Let's just do a whole, like brought us on a whole tour with them. And that was so much fun. I mean, some of the best, that's a memory that we'll have forever. And I can't say it enough. Like props to those guys to like having bands open from sometimes when they didn't necessarily need to. They're just, they're feeding the younger bands and propping them up. That's like, that's the best thing you can do, I think.
Yeah.
I wish, more bigger bands would do that.
Mel and I actually were having a conversation yesterday about like celebrity nowadays. And like Mel was saying, there's two artists that really have changed the way that both of us look at celebrity.
Yeah. When I grew up, I was very unique situation. My mom she didn't really like let us be fans of anything. Like she was like,
so weird.
She's very weird, but she was like, these are regular people. They're doing their, like, you don't need to be a fan of anything. And okay, whatever. As I've gotten older, as we've done this show, we've talked to so many incredible people. It's hard not to be a fan. That I'm talking about when I was younger, but now as an adult, like being a fan of music and being a fan of people because they're amazing and their output. But there's like I feel like in this, what I was saying to Aaron was there's these two specific, musicians that stick out to me because of how they interact with their fans, with how like this tight they are with their music. And it's Billy Strings and Trey Anastasio. Like those two are so, well, first of all, they're very connected to their fans. That's the one thing I want to say. Like they really I feel like they are in touch with who loves them. Clearly not everybody, but they get it. And like, as far as Billy Strings, like he's so young and he's got such depth and such humility that back in the day when I'm 46 years old, growing up, we had big celebrities like, Madonna, Michael Jackson, Madonna. Yeah. All like, these are huge. You could never touch them. You could never talk to them. You could never know about their houses or their children or anything like that. And celebrities change clearly now because of the internet, but these two guys, they have a very special way that they interact with their celebrity and it doesn't feel traditional celebrity.
And the reason I brought it up is because of what we were talking about with Umphreys and you guys. Like in the world that we're all a part of, Umphreys is a big fucking name. Like that's a big deal. And I feel like it's on the same level as what we were talking about yesterday. That kind of understanding and like class is the only kind of word that I think fits. Like understanding that they need to prop up what's coming so that the thing keeps going.
Well, all boats rise together, like them supporting you doesn't take away from how awesome they are.
No, absolutely not. It makes them more awesome, in my opinion.
Exactly.
I have to go back to something. You were in Vegas for the UFC at the Sphere?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I saw some...
we were watching... I wanted to ask that too when he said it.
Stuff on Instagram of that. How was that in this? First of all, there needs to be a Sphere in every city on the planet. in my opinion. But what was it like seeing UFC in there, man?
I'm a big UFC fan, so it was very cool. But I will say that there is something different about it because the Sphere is such a sonically different room
Mm-hmm.
that you don't necessarily feel the crowd energy as much.
Really?
Which is the one drawback I would say about it. Everything else was like, beyond next level. But it's the middle of the main event and someone's like, Dana, why is it so quiet in here? Like, and you can hear it. Like you can hear it from the back.
What?
It's so quiet. The acoustics in there, or you can hear everything. So it was that about it is a little strange.
Okay.
It's like, but it was, but it's the Sphere. It's
Dude.
insane. I mean, the production they put into that was absolutely incredible. It was a unique. I mean, I don't know if they'll do it again or how often they'll do it, but anything at the Sphere, it's like feels like a once in a lifetime thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went and saw Fish back in April there, and the one thing I was wondering with the UFC, did they project like the fight up on the screen? Because like when we were there, like the band looked so small down there at the bottom. The band, it was hard to see them, but you're watching the graphics and everything going on that makes up for it. I'm just wondering the UFC kind of like how they did it.
I was expecting like two 300-foot tall guys just kicking the shot at each other. That is not what happened. They made big. It was like big, big screens basically that they blocked off. But I mean, they had these movies in between each main fight that were just like wild. It was
That's
just
cool.
like the full immersive Sphere experience.
Yeah.
Okay.
The 4 nights of Fish that we saw there, I think will go down in my mind as the most impactful nights of music of my adult life. Like that. That should,
I don't even need the visuals. The sound. I mean, as a musician, the sound in there is just. I'll pay money to go listen to Dark Side of the Moon in there.
Yeah, no shit.
Have you seen music in there yet?
Yeah, I saw Fish. I've seen Dead. I saw U2. I haven't seen. I think the Eagles are in there now, right? So
Yeah,
I haven't
yeah.
seen.
So when's Tauk playing? Tauk. Okay.
That'd be so dope.
So in all
They
seriousness,
need to make a much smaller Sphere. much smaller Sphere.
So in talking about like the acoustics of rooms, and you guys have been at it for a while, is there like any rooms that you really look forward to going to because of the way they sound?
Oh yeah, I mean, well, it's not a room. Red Rocks is always amazing.
Oh yeah.
I mean, with that Humphreys run, there was one show that I always just remember just having like from the note one, I just felt amazing was the Norva in Norfolk, Virginia. It was also just cool night because I remember they had a basketball court in there and we played Humphreys in basketball and at the end of the tour, and we beat them pretty bad.
Fuck yeah.
Really?
And at the end of the tour, we gave them a second place trophy.
Oh,
That stings.
And Brendan was super pissed about that.
oh yeah, I know they're pretty big sports guys.
Yeah.
But that was fun. But I think our live album, a good amount of the live album that we put out after that tour was from that show because it just everything kind of like just felt great. Even the recording, like I was like, when I was listening back, I was like, this just sounds a step above.
There's a room here in Portland, and it's small. It's like a 450 cap room.
They just played it not too long ago.
Yeah. Oh, the Get Down.
Get Down. Yeah, the Get Down's awesome.
Dude, as far as sound in Portland goes, that's the spot. Like, you can, as a fan, when you go in there and hear music, you could tell that you're in that room. Like, it's
sure.
So I can imagine for you guys, it's got to be awesome to play those rooms that have that kind of like, the fans are going to be engaged because the sound is just bringing them in.
Absolutely. I mean, every room is different. I mean, there's some rooms that are almost too treated. You feel like you're in the studio and it's like, every little mistake or
Oh,
thing. You're like, oh my God, it sounds so loud. It probably doesn't sound loud to you guys, but you're like, it's scary.
okay.
But yeah, I mean, there's definitely a couple, and then there's some rooms where, you know, we've gone back and like, oh, I hate playing this room. And then you just learn to live with it. And sometimes the vibe overtakes the sound. It doesn't really matter. You know?
I wonder when you like look back over your career and also with your family, maybe one answer from each. What are you most proud of when you look back at your music career and when you look back at your family? Like what makes you like, you know, proud? What are you stoked about?
You know, there's obviously like individual moments that are like so cool. Like I said, we've played Red Rocks a few times and as an opener, and that's always like an amazing experience. Playing the Beacon with Humphreys was like, you know, it's a hometown venue for us. That was super special. But now just looking back at it all, it's just the fact that we've gotten to do it and we've done it multiple times, gone around the country, played multiple times, just and we've built a fan base. Like I'm just so happy to be able to do that, and that we've accomplished just being able to do it,
just doing it, doing the
thing. And you know, it's doing it once is one thing, but then continually do it and build upon it is so fortunate to have it, and have, you know, my best friends doing it with me, and you know, even just us coming together was such an unlikely thing. Like, you know, we all went to a small private school together, and there was no other musicians, no other bands. Like, we just happened to find each other. So it's just like, there's just like, you know, thread this needle of fate, and that we've made it to now is just an amazing thing.
That's super.
And then on the family end of it, you know, it's like that's, you know, being married. I mean, I've been with my wife, since end of high school. So we're almost we're working on 20 years together, and just that building that relationship, and we played 190 shows one year, you know.
Holy shit.
And so it's like that's over 200 days on the road.
Yeah.
You know, so being able to build a relationship that's healthy, and you know, now that was a real trick, and that took a lot of work, and we have this amazing family now. So that's an accomplishment in itself, you know, and it's a cohesive working family unit.
I think
that's cool,
that's
Charlie.
dope. Yeah.
I love to hear that, because I mean, it sounds to me that you're an expert at maintaining relationships.
Trial by fire for sure. You know, it's like when you're really we're really in the weeds of the band. It's like you feel like you're two different people.
Yeah.
You know, you're living these two different lives. You're the person you are when you're home, and then there's the person you are when on tour. And like the trick to me was like trying to make that one person and being present in both places, you know, and making my wife feel like I'm listening and present, and she and there for her even when I'm not there. And then being present on the road, and like jumping back between those things, it's like it's a mind bender, you know. It's like you being home, like you go through maybe a bout of depression after you do an 8-week tour, and just like every night you're pumping adrenaline in your body, and then you're like, your body's like, you know, you're trying to go sleep at 10:30, and you're like, nope, this is when your night's starting.
Yeah.
You know? So there's physically, mentally, all that stuff. It takes a lot to grapple with that, and find the balance for sure.
You know, in a lot of ways, it's maintaining two super intimate relationships at the same time, you know, because, you know, you're married. That's one thing. Then you're making music, which is a super intimate emotional connection with another group of people, because you're pouring your heart out through your instrument with these guys.
You live in a box with you know,
and you're touring in a van,
8 people at a time.
Yeah, man. And so that's a huge accomplishment, to be able to say that you're successful at doing both of those things for as long as you've done them.
That's why I said expert. I meant
Yeah.
it like truly because, well, first of all, you do anything for 20 years.
Better be.
That's a long freaking time. That's not like 5
Sure is.
minutes. You've
No.
seen the roller coaster of ups and downs and fights and different directions and inspiration and no inspiration and there's no quitting. And that's what makes the expertise kick in because you've figured out ways to push beyond the fight or the frustration or the whatever is the issue, you know?
Mhm.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, how to deal with approach those problems that do come because they inevitably do come.
Sure.
How to attack them, whether it's personal life. It's like, you could just push it all to the end of the tour and then let's have a big fight or whatever, or like just let it all out, or you can make the time and really talk about it and deal with it as it comes and do the patchwork there rather than letting the crater just deal with the crater.
I'm sure you've probably done all of them, right?
Well, yeah, you don't
Try to
get there
figure
without
out
figuring it out.
taking every single door. And with the guys, it's it's like we've been lucky because we are best friends, but best friends you can be best friends doesn't mean you can spend that much time together in a box. It's like so knowing how to give each other space and push each other's buttons or not push each other's buttons and it's there's a lot of the relationship key is so many relationships to handle in that situation. It's not just you and one other person, it's you and a lot of other people.
Yeah, well, I like that, as you said, that pushing buttons or not pushing buttons. We've been friends this year, 40 years of friendship. We've known each other.
Yeah.
We both looked at each other like, it's
I
like,
don't know how to push his buttons instantly.
And then sometimes it's fun, and sometimes not to go there.
Yeah, don't fuck around.
And you still do once in a while, and it's just like, okay, whoops.
Okay, so
I think
what do you think?
One of the single, I think, best things we did as a group was never to have a business or band conversation before breakfast.
Ooh.
That is the rule.
That's a good rule.
We're stealing that.
Yeah. Get your coffee.
Nothing good comes from talking about that stuff before you get some food in your belly.
Yeah, get some coffee, get the blood flowing, wake up all the way. That's I like that. So no more of that until we.
All right, that's fair.
Charlie, what do you love about your music that the band puts out? What do you love about it?
I love that everyone has the freedom to express themselves in any which way. There's no real no one has really a monopoly on the sound or what we're going for. It's all an agreed upon thing in the end. It's like, but I can bring in a song that's like way out there, and we're gonna put it through this device that we've created together, and what comes out at the end is maybe not what I initially intended, but it's what we had, and everyone's put their touch on it and listen to it. What was the question? The initial question?
I just asked what you love about your own music, and so you expressed it that so then everybody's a leader. There's no quote.
Everyone can be a leader, and no one feels upset. But it's like AC could bring a song, and then we just like do our thing with it, and he's like, no, you're like, sorry, like you were outvoted on your own song. But
your idea is still incorporated in there.
It's a great idea, but it's our idea.
Do you?
And then same with my songs. But that's the cool thing about it.
Yeah.
Are you guys are playing hula?
Yeah, we'll be there on Thursday with Kanika.
Have you done it before?
Yeah, I think this will be at least our third, maybe our fourth time, but I think it's our third time.
Okay, so everybody that we talk to is like, if you guys go to one festival this year, make it hula. What's the special thing about hula?
Have you guys ever been to that?
No. Not yet.
No.
Yeah, I mean, it's a really special place, the Suwannee grounds, and it's got just the vibe, the energy, and hula. it's probably the biggest festival. We've done so many festivals there. Most of them are gone now. I mean, there was one year we did like 4 or 5 festivals at that ground. So it's got a lot of nostalgia for me personally, but it's just a great place to see music. It's cool. It's kind of like, it was almost like an enchanted northern Florida just grounds. It's cool.
Okay.
And it's a cool, it's a cool lineup, a mix of jam, electronica, and I don't think we've ever had a bad set there. Where that stage that we play, it's one of the smaller stages, but it's definitely one of the vibiest stages too. People just go and they rock hard for sure. And the lakes, and I mean there's rivers. It's just a beautiful place.
And it looks like you guys got blessed with like the most perfect weather on the planet this year for this thing.
Yeah, I mean, that Florida's been through a lot.
I know.
It seems like we're going to get lucky there. I mean, you guys ever been to Electric Forest? You heard of that festival?
We've heard of it. We haven't been.
That's another really cool festival. I mean, the grounds, especially, it feels like Electric Forest South with like,
okay,
different. But some of the art installations are just so cool. You just walking around, it's just fun.
Yeah, we have the Oregon Country Fair out here, and it's not what you're thinking. It's not like funnel cake and hot dogs.
Funnel cake.
Yeah, well, yeah, I love that shit too. But this has been going on for like 55 years.
It's in 69, 68.
And
oh wow,
and I think I would say it's the mother of these music festivals. Like the forest is just lit up and there's art installations everywhere. It's the craziest, coolest shit you've ever seen in your life. And it's the best kept secret out here. Not everybody's heard of it on the East Coast. So don't tell anybody.
Tell them to book us.
I said, well, most Deadheads, I'm sure your uncle knows about it.
Yeah, it's not really a music festival.
I've heard of it.
Yeah. Okay, I figured so.
Yeah.
Most people have.
There's music there, but it's not really the focus. No, it's more like art and
to
community.
Yeah.
It's a trip, man. It's a definite experience if you ever have the chance.
We played a festival in Carbondale, Colorado this year. That I think it's been going on for a long, long time, and you could just feel it. Like it just the community around it. It's a whole, like, the amount of effort that people just put into it because they love it so much.
Yeah,
it sounds like something like that where
exactly.
It's like it's its own entity. And good, protect those things. Music, there's music festivals that are they're dying off. It's like it's a tough world, but out there with just in the music industry, but music festivals, some of my favorite music festivals are just gone.
This year was bad.
It was a tough year for that.
It was like another one bites the dust every couple days.
And Mother Nature has been tough on festivals. Well, always has been, but this year a lot has happened.
Shit's weird, man. That's all I gotta say. All right, so before we go, what does Tauk have coming up that you're excited about right now?
Well, we got a couple weekends of tour dates in November in the Northeast. We're working on dates for next year. We're like I said earlier, we're talking about putting a group of songs together for another album. We'll be putting some more singles out pretty soon too. We got Michael Wilbur from Moonhooch. He's touring with us this year, and we just finished a song with him. We got a couple, and I'm really psyched about those songs. Like, I mean, he's a badass.
Hell yeah.
So look out for that. That should be coming out in the next couple of weeks.
Cool, man.
Sweet.
Charlie, thanks for taking time with us with a house full of kids.
Yeah. And it's quiet. No one interrupted. Like,
nobody woke up.
Yeah.
That's been I've been working on it. That's been Dad's job to just stay in bed. Come on.
Yeah. Well done.
Yeah.
Well done.
Right on, man.
Tell the rest of the guys we love you all, man, and have fun at Hula.
Yeah,
and we look forward to
PNW.
hearing the new music and stuff too.
I really appreciate you guys. Thanks
man.
for taking time.
We'll talk to you soon, Charlie. Take care, man.
Well,
Thanks, man. Aw.
Dope human being right there.
Yeah. That was fun. That always surprises me when you just said so. Before we go, that felt like it had been like a half hour.
That was 58 minutes.
I just looked down at my phone. I was like, that was an hour. I love it when it go like just nonstop conversation. What a cool guy.
Yeah.
And he's definitely gotten to be, him and his wife got to be professionals at having kids in the last 5 years. Now, 4 kids in 5 years. That's like,
I'm going to tell you something. I'm a dad. I understand what it means when someone says, I have a 1-year-old. Like when you hear that, you're just like, oh, that dude has a baby.
yeah.
When I hear that, it's a whole thing that goes on. I understand. So 1-year-old, 5, and then
2 months.
2 months.
yeah.
2 months, a year,
And 3 and 5.
3 and 5.
Okay.
Ooh.
And a completely badass, successful band.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fucking superhero.
That's what
As far as I'm concerned.
that's what I was kind of getting at as far as like relationships. It is not easy to maintain quality, healthy, progressive relationships, meaning like they're growing, you still like each other.
Yeah, not
there's
stale or
understanding.
anything.
Yeah.
And
Clearly not to think that his relationships are perfect. Like he just mentioned, there's all kinds of shit, but like when you can maintain relationships for a long time, that really says something about your character. That says something about your willingness to not give up and your ability to try different things to get different results.
Yeah.
Can you imagine having a 5-year-old, a 3-year-old, a 1-year-old, and a 2-month-old and doing No Simple Road?
Oh, no. And then he said other income streams.
Yeah,
So
and
we didn't
doing
talk
other
about
work.
I wouldn't have any hair.
Well, in any relationship,
we're
like,
not built for that. We weren't built for that.
any relationship, like you're saying, when it goes, the longer it goes, the stronger it gets when you're there, because you go through because there's always good and bad, and
But
you've
not
made it through that
necessarily.
together.
34 years,
necessarily?
people get divorced.
Oh no, that's what I'm saying. If you are still together,
Yeah, if you're still doing it.
and
But
progressing,
what
is what
like,
I'm saying.
yeah.
You've been through the good and the bad, and you stuck through each other, like your guys' relationship.
Yes.
Me and Aaron's friendship, things like that. The longer it goes,
It
the
does
longer
get
you stay.
stronger.
You've gone through so much together. It's just, it gets more and more solid and funner.
I just have to take this time and tell you that I've chosen this time
Yeah.
to let you know, Apple.
Yeah.
We're not friends
We're
anymore.
not friends anymore.
No, that was it.
40 years
Fine.
is over,
Fine,
dude.
because I've been over it for a
No,
while.
but like I only
sir.
said that because there are marriages that have 30 years done. 35 years.
There was those,
Boom.
we were
In
watching
my
The Golden Bachelorette, and
Yeah.
that guy was like, I was married 37 years and we got divorced.
And
Yeah.
my experience and what I've seen in my lifetime with friends, parents, everything, that's more common than making it and pushing through. It like, I don't, hardly any of our friends' original parents are together or stayed together.
No, not a single one.
Mm-hmm. My Luca.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. That's
So a single one.
yeah. Of all my friends that I had, it's like, holy crap, man.
Yeah, man.
Well, kudos to you.
Yeah, Charlie. A superhero.
Like you're rad, and even if it's hard and we don't know the half of it, the fact that you're still doing it, you have a sweet smile on your face. You clearly love your buddies
Just
in the
put
band.
the kids to bed and still doing the podcast.
Yeah, man,
bro.
you're doing this. Like what?
Okay, seriously.
That's what that's amazing.
All joking aside, if the band or Charlie's wife listens to this, you should buy him and her a cape for Christmas.
Capes.
They should get matching capes for Christmas. That's fucking
I like the
superheroes.
capes. They deserve trophies too, but like we said,
First place.
accolades don't really matter as much, but capes.
Yeah.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't want a trophy or a Grammy. I want a cape.
I want a
No,
dope
dude.
cape.
Mhm.
The acknowledgement, the bragging rights, and the cape.
Right on. Well, you guys, this will be out after Hula, so sorry if you didn't go.
Should have gone.
Should have gone.
Mhm.
Could have seen Tauk and
And if you
Dirtwire.
did go, you had fun.
Yeah. And you know what? We will be back on Monday
Yeah.
with another episode of the No Simple Road Weekly Rewind. We do 2 of these a week. Can you believe it? 2 episodes a week. One on Monday with just the 3 of us hanging out, talking about aliens and relationships and whatever.
What have you?
What have you and
Aliens and
whatnot.
relationships.
An
Do
alien
not tune in
relationship.
to listen to alien
Yeah.
talk. It happens every now and again.
whatever. And then on Friday we have an episode with a rad musician or an artist
Like
or an
Charlie.
author. Yeah, you
Like
get
this.
it 2 a week. Check it out. Yeah, so we'll be back then. And until then, take care of each other. Smile at a stranger. Safety third. Hydrate.
Pump up those parents that have young kids.
And the volume. We love
And
you.
listen to Tauk.
Peace.
Like twist and turn, the mission turn, and it's a journey. Wish the word has many problems, but it's a burden. Family needs has been deferred, and hella means been the earth, and alchemy can bring the birth, the melody of a new born. So persistent, so resistant, so insistent, so commitment, so resilient, or haven't you learned it? No simple road. 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 My windshield is shattered as I focus through the spot in the corner that is still intact. The react is both a defense mechanism as well as a fear. We've traveled this road before, so we may think, but it's a tad bit of strange similarities that feed an A equal A complex. The fears of your past do not equal the perplexities of the current road.
Hi, this is Henry Kay, host of the #1 music history podcast, Rootsland. Come with me on a journey to Kingston, Jamaica, where we explore the world of reggae music and the untold stories of some of the genre's greatest legends. From the ghettos and tenement yards where the music was born, to the island's iconic recording studios. We are so excited to team up with Osiris Media, the leading storyteller in music, because as you'll hear, sometimes the story is the best song.